I be saying my name all through the show, man, and you don't know my name?
Listen, I smoke too much, bro.
Hey, I feel you. Me too.
So I'm probably gonna forget as soon as I get off the phone.
Where's from?
Virginia.
I don't put anything past Virginia, man.
Yeah, man, don't do it. Don't put nothing past us Virginia niggas, man. I don't know what they be doing, but we do it the best out here. I go by the name of Henny Hardaway. This is I Don't Need a Name for This Podcast, Season 2, Episode 4. Yo, I came into the studio this morning. I came into the studio and I was so geeked to do this podcast for like one of many reasons. I've been listening to all of this season's podcast, so it always gets better and better. The artwork that I did for it, shout out Vick. I'm going to defend you, my nigga. I'm going to defend you because I got your back. Slightly, but I got your back, though. It was just too much shit going on this week, yo, and I'm just going to talk about 3 things, but I'm going to talk about 3 things very detailed. We're going to go from R. Kelly to OJ to Mike Vick and, you know, any bullshit that we can fill in between time. We're going to go ahead and do that. As always, I always like to remind you, you know what I'm saying, that you can always subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just search Shabazz Media Group and, you know, go ahead and subscribe. All my videos from I Don't Need a Name for This Podcast and various other productions that I'm doing is all up there. You can fuck with my SoundCloud too. Damn, how's that link going? I'm about to change the link to it. Right now it's soundcloud.com/Shabazz Media Group, but I may end up changing it to soundcloud.com/No Name Podcast. One of the two. You know what I'm saying? And don't forget too that the I Don't Need a Name for This Podcast is on Instagram and Twitter at No Name Podcast. And you can go ahead and follow the show on all social media at No Name Podcast. The O's are zeros just to make it look better and shit, to, you know, be different. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Let me flip a coin on this one because I know I'm going to talk about one topic last. Let me flip a coin real quick. Hold on. Heads, tails. I ain't even tell y'all what I was doing. It was all in my head and shit. All right, so we're going to go ahead and talk about R. Kelly first. All right, so if you're too young to know about the reason why we're killing R. Kelly right now, back when Aaliyah was alive, and this time had to be like 95, 96, give or take. I might be wrong on my years. R. Kelly married a 15-year-old Aaliyah, signed Aaliyah, married Aaliyah, and wrote her album, Age Is Nothing But a Number. Now, as a kid, I'm listening to it, and I just think it's real, you know, good R&B, real good music. Then as I got older, and let's see, that was about 94, 95. A couple of years after that, I say probably about like 98, 99, give or take, R. Kelly gets caught on video. Well, I ain't gonna say gets caught on video. He basically filmed himself peeing on a alleged underage girl, but she ended up, you know what I'm saying that she was of age because it happened, like they talked about this shit like years and years later to the point where it was like, damn, she's grown and it is what it is at that point. So those are the two situations and the two scenarios and why we always peg R. Kelly a creep, a pedophile, Chester the molester, all that shit. But the thing is, none of his shit was rape and all of this shit was consensual. So you really can't go that far as to say he's a perv. It's just that he likes younger women and younger women like him. It's kind of like when I was in high school, right? I say probably about maybe 10th, 11th grade, 12th grade is when I notice it the most. You know what I'm saying? You see some of the bad chicks in school, but they don't talk to no dudes at the school. You're like, damn, like, why you don't, you know what I'm saying? You don't be social with no niggas at the school and that shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I mean? Like, when you get out of school and everybody's going to the buses, old girl rode the bus with you, but she just hopped in the Lexus or the coupe or just a car with some older looking gentleman. Now, it could be her uncle, older cousin. And the kid, you don't really know. But now that I'm older, oh, yeah, that was just some old head smashing a young chick. It be like that, man. Let's not front. Let's not act like older men don't be smashing young women. It be like that sometimes. young men be like 22 years old and still smash a 15-year-old. The age difference, let me see, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I'm sorry. My bad. I'm doing math on my fingers. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, a 7-year difference. Think about your relationship right now. Do you have like a 7-8 year difference? Because if you did, 22 to 15 would be that same 7 years. So niggas has been doing that shit for the longest. So let's go ahead and get into R. Kelly. So R. Kelly gets caught up because he basically has a crib where he has a lot of younger women there. Now, all of the women are of age. They're at least 18. The one chick was 20-some years old. Let's go ahead and get a clip of that real quick because, yeah, we don't give a fuck. So this is one of the girls who was, allegedly in the R. Kelly cult. And she basically is like, yo, I'm good. I'm cool. Pop Dukes, leave me the fuck alone.
I'm 21. I'm about to be 22 in about 5 days. And I just mainly want to say that I'm in a happy place with my life and I'm not being brainwashed or anything like that. It just came to a point where it definitely has got out of hand. So, I just want everybody to know, my parents and everybody in the world, that I am totally fine. I'm happy where I'm at and everything is okay with me.
Is R. Kelly bulletproof from this shit? Because it's like nobody cares that R. Kelly is 50-some years old messing with 20-year-old women. I personally don't. I mean, look, that's like a 30-year difference. That's like my age in the middle of both of them type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like a 30-year difference, there's only one thing in common that y'all would have, and that has to be sex, because experience, nothing close. Dreams and aspirations, nothing close. R. Kelly fulfilled his. These 20-year-old women is trying to get theirs. So what is really the point of R. Kelly messing with these younger women? Like, and you got to really think about this for a second. All right, so if the 90s was 20 years ago and Kels is 50, so let's just say Kels in the 90s was 30, and the girl that he allegedly peed on was 14. So that's a 16-year difference. And if the girl was 14, add the 20 whatever years to it, she's 34 right now. So Kelly will be 50, old girl will be 34. That's not young enough for Kels, which is crazy. A bitch you was fucking with when you was younger and she was significantly younger, she wouldn't be old enough. She'll be too young for you now. You know what I'm saying? Do I think that really, you know what I'm saying, R. Kelly has like a cult of women just locked, or underage or younger women locked in his closet or in his basement? I can't put it past Kels, man. He does everything the right way. He makes sure that he has influence, because he is R. Kelly, so he does have, influence, and he makes real good music. So it's like the Boondocks episode where R. Kelly was on trial and everybody was just mesmerized at this R. Kelly. It can't be Kels. R. Kelly can't be sick enough to do that. And then even when they did have the young girl on the stand, she was like, I wanted him to pee on me. Like, oh okay. So I can't put it past R. Kelly that he wouldn't have done it. All I'm saying is that, hey, look, Kels is Kels, man. He's been getting away with it for a long time. And it's like any other, thing that you do bad. It's not when you get caught. Basically, what I'm saying is that when you get caught one time, there's a lot of times that you couldn't have or didn't get caught. So just because we know about Kels marrying Leah at 15, and just because we seen R. Kelly pee on a 14-year-old in the video, that was just 2 instances that he got caught up. And this would be the third one with the underage girls. Well, not the underage girls. I keep saying underage because it's Kels. The younger women. No telling how much young pussy R. Kelly got over the years. All right, so somebody just hit me up, and I want to know what they think about this whole R. Kelly thing. Yeah, call who this?
This is Shanika.
Shanika, that's what's up, man. Thanks for hitting up the I Don't Need a Name for This podcast. So right now we're talking about R. Kelly. Man, what you think about R. Kelly?
About him having those ladies in the sex chamber.
Yeah, man, you think there's really a sex chamber in there?
I don't know, because he's so freaky. I don't know. I don't think he had a sex chamber. I don't know. I mean, if it is, it's probably like something he probably did for fun for the ladies that he did interact with. I don't think he like keeping people hostage down there, nah.
So you think it's cool for him to have, is he's 50 years old, you think it's cool for him to have 20-year-old girls or 20-year-old women there?
Oh, no, I don't. But at the end of the day, they grown. They know how to say no.
Hey, I appreciate the call, though, sweetheart, all right?
Thank you.
So, look, there's no way possible that it's cool for R. Kelly to be 50 in a crib with 20-year-olds. I mean, might not be a sex slave dungeon down there for people who don't want to be there. I mean, Kelps just might be a freak like that, man. Who knows? But I guarantee you this, man. You listen to his music in a whole new, different light now. You know what I mean? You just can't listen to Kells the same way that you used to. You think you want some grown, man, grown woman love making and sexing, but R. Kelly is really grown man penetrating young, pussy. That's what Kells was on, but hey, that's neither here nor there, man. He's not convicted, so it is what it is, though. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take another caller before we switch gears. Caller, what up, though?
Yo, what's up, bro? You know R. Kelly got a sex chamber, yo. You already know.
Yeah.
He been missing for a little while, you know what I'm saying? He got all that money stacked up, bro. You already know. He talking to them young girls all day playing.
Hey, you already know, man. This man 50 mess with 20-year-olds, man. What's that 30-year gap for, man?
That gap, he just want to feel young again, you know what I'm saying? You see all the young people, you know what I'm saying, doing their thing. It's irresistible to him.
Hey, no doubt, man. I appreciate your call, man. Hit me back.
All right.
So this is the time that I always like to mention that I'm looking for sponsors and advertisers. You can always hit me up at wrnsradio@gmail.com. I actually do need to make a new Gmail for this, podcast and shit. But anyway, though, I'm doing something special for everybody who hits me up. You know what I'm saying? Whether you email me, DM me at No Name Podcast, the O's are zeros. I'm going to give you 5 episodes of free advertising. That's right. 5 episodes of free advertising, whether it's me speaking about it or me putting your flyer or artwork on my visual podcast that you can see on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Shabazz Media Group. And I'll put you in the game because the podcast is growing. We're doing good numbers. We got good content. And we're making shit pop off. So at WRNetsRadio@gmail.com for the time being. Or you can DM us at No Name Podcast. The O's are zeros in No and Podcast. It all sounds the same sometimes. So anyway, before I get into my other 2 major topics, Meek Mill's wins and losses. This is my take on wins and losses. I'm just going to keep this real brief. I like Meek Mill's, but the album was kind of like, when I first heard it, it was like, let me see what Twitter's talking about real quick. So, I went on ahead and put Meek Mill in the search engine, see what was trending. And, I mean, most people was like, yeah, I like Meek. I like his album, da-da-da-da. It was cool. It was sweet. The Meek Mill fans and shit, the fire emojis and all that. Then one person tweeted, and I had to retweet this shit, why isn't Meek Mill trending? And that made me think that I was right in what I was saying. Meek Mill album isn't all of that fire. It's really not. You know what I mean? It's cool. I mean, the features is all right, but I mean, this is not really one of Meek's best albums. If he was trying to be, show like maturity and, how to take a L and how that affected him, that really didn't do it for him, man. I was hoping to get more of, yeah, I took an L, fuck you, I'm still out here, which you kind of got that a little bit, but at the end of the day, it was like, nah, man, like Meek, this project's not really that great, man. It's okay. So when I saw the girl tweet, why isn't he trending? And then OVO Sound Radio was trending more than Meek Mill's. Like OVO Sound Radio was at 2 trending on Twitter. So, it's just one of those things where it's like Meek, it just wasn't all of that, man. And the bad thing is, oh damn, my chair all rolling this shit away from the mic. The bad thing is Atlantic Records put so much money into promoting, this Meek Mill project. The new fucking payola, where basically music record labels like Atlantic, Def Jam, and all of that pays radio companies like iHeartMedia, Radio One bread to promote the album versus, you know what I mean, the way that it was done back in the day where an artist would just hand a DJ money and then just go ahead and spend the shit. Now, payola, the only reason that it's not really new payola is because it's reported. There's some document that says that, hey, Atlantic Records gave us this much money in advertising to promote this album. So that's the only difference between payola and not payola is just it's reported. I know a lot of money getters out there and a lot of artists out there is like, yo, I got money. I don't mind paying to promote my shit, but the radio stations won't take your money. You know why? Because it's not enough money. Not in my eyes. That's why you can bring it to me at No Name Podcast. The O's are zeros. And I'll play your shit. You know what I mean? My payola game is on point, and I give two fucks about it. But the beats was cool. I mean, the features was alright. You know what I mean? I just really felt like Ross, on the 2 tracks that Ross was on, didn't really give the song any justice. Like, Ross's flow and delivery has changed so much since he first came out with Port of Miami. I felt like Ross on Meek Mill Project was like, I'm OG Uncle, and I'm just spitting on the song. You know what I'm saying? Versus, I'm the boss Rick Ross, you know what I'm saying? So I just felt like Ross' energy wasn't exactly where it should have been. I mean, the features was pretty cool. I like Tiana Taylor on the song. I mean, Quavo was cool. I mean, it just wasn't wow. Like, being that I downloaded the album, it's like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? I downloaded the album. I didn't pay for it. It's neither here nor there. If I actually bought Meek Mill's album, I'd be like, what the fuck is this? But it goes back into why mixtapes and all of that stuff is more popping than actual albums and shit. You know what I'm saying? So Meek's going to do good numbers overall because Meek does have a good fan base. People do want to hear what Meek got to say about the L's and all of the shit that he took, about dating Nicki Minaj and all of that. So it's real insightful information and, you know, about the past couple of years that Meek's been through, but just as music worthy and all of that stuff. Like, I think I'm gonna do something new, like how Source used to do 5 mics. I'm gonna do like 5 shots, you know what I'm saying, of Henny. You know what I mean? Like, I would give Meek's Mill album, you know what I'm saying, on a shot of Henny scale, I'll give it a 3. I give it 3 shots. You know what I mean? That's like average. And that's basically based on his popularity, you know what I'm saying? Which really it shouldn't matter, because if it was anybody else, it'll probably be a 2 or 2.5 shots. You know what I'm saying? But I'll give him a good 3, just for the content. Wasn't too fan of how it was put together per se, but you know, it's not up to me. I'm a radio personality podcast guy, so it's up to the fans who actually buy the album and pay to go to his concerts and pay to go to his shows to hear him perform his music live. That's what it be. All right, so let's go ahead and segue to my next bigger topic. Well, no, I'm gonna save Mike for last. OJ, I'm not black, I'm HENNY. Okay. So I remember back in the 90s, I was actually, 93, 94, and I didn't have cable, but my friends had cable. You know, I take that back. At one point in time, we did have cable, but then we just cut that shit off because it was just kind of like in the way, according to my parents. But anyway, so I remember everybody in the world watching OJ, like teachers. Everybody's just watching OJ. And then when you get home from school, 3 o'clock, give or take, you know what I'm saying, give or take, and people will still be watching OJ. And then as time got on, you know, on and off from having cable, parents is watching cable. This was on like Court TV when like every court case was on television. I think it's like True TV now, so they just got rid of the whole court format. But anyway, so everybody back in the day was watching OJ. They, from the beginning, the arraignment, all the way through, niggas is watching OJ, right? So the parole hearing from a couple of days ago wasn't no different, like at all. Like the shit was no fucking different, the parole hearing of OJ Simpson. So it's like, it's on TV, and it wasn't just on TV. I'm talking about like the shit was on like every news media outlet. I'm talking like, I mean, basically everywhere. It was on Fox, it was on NBC, it was on CBS, it was on ESPN. I'm talking like the shit was on every station. The Jake was on every single station. So, you know, a dude like me is like, yo, Like, really? Once again, OJ is on TV. And it's not like OJ is on TV because you know what I'm saying, OJ did something popping or anything like that. Like, my nigga OJ is on TV right now because he's OJ. It don't matter what the fuck is going on. OJ is OJ. You know what I'm saying? So I'm watching half of it, like, because I had honestly forgot that this shit came on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm watching like half of it, and OJ is just chopping it up with everybody, man. You just gotta love the juice, man. You just gotta love OJ for what OJ does. Cause like, think about it. I'm gonna paint a picture for y'all real quick, right? Imagine being a black man who was charged for killing 2 white people, and you get off on this shit. And then decades later, you get caught up on another case, and you get thrown the book at you. And you're not really supposed to get thrown the book at you. I mean, 9 to 33 years for robbery, that's in a way. So imagine being a black man in that situation, and you in front of the parole board, and the parole board is filled with all white people, right? So the parole board is filled with all white people. How you gonna act? Let's be real. If you black, how are you gonna act, man? You're not about to be popping off. You're not popping off, excuse me. You're not about to be chucking it up. You're not about to be laughing and cracking jokes with everybody, having everybody all warm. It's like you're trying to be chill. You're trying to be calm. You're just trying to say just enough to get you on parole. This nigga OJ is chopping up to the point where I'm like, yo, OJ's about to get off, because there's no way in hell that you could just get away with just talking and just chopping it up, cracking jokes, and everybody's laughing. Ha ha. I'm not black. I'm OJ. That shit held fucking true. You know somebody who's probably like wetting their bed or closely watching this shit? Jay-Z. You don't think OJ Simpson got a copy of 444? You don't think OJ heard the story of OJ? You don't think that OJ heard the quote of, I'm not black, I'm OJ? Okay. So it's, yeah, man, Jay-Z, you better lock your doors, man, because OJ is fucking coming, man. Real rap. OJ's coming. But I'm not the type of person that feels like OJ shouldn't have been paroled. Because at the end of the day, right, the man did 9 years for robbery of his own shit. And like the people who was involved, like one of the dudes there, he was like, yeah, OJ's a good friend. He knows that I personally didn't steal his property, but I was in possession of some of his property and things got out of hand. So I'm like, okay, once I heard that shit go on and like nobody's really beefing or complaining about OJ, OJ was a model citizen in prison. Yeah, man, let OJ go, man. Let that nigga go, man. Fuck that shit, yo. Real rap, man. We don't really need to keep OJ locked up, man, because like the man is 70 years old. So he was locked up for about 9 years. So basically a decade of his life is pretty much gone from 60 to 70. Like, come on, man. Like, I know there's a lot of people out there that feel like OJ should burn in hell because, you know what I'm saying, he allegedly killed, you know what I'm saying, Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman. But look, if he did, he did. If he didn't, he didn't. Nobody knows. You know what I'm saying? The court of law says he didn't do it, and that's that. Because if that's the case, do we give George Zimmerman any shit? Do we give all of the cops that killed a lot of African Americans, unarmed African Americans, any shit? And the bad thing is, we know they did it. We seen it on camera. Plenty of times on camera. Voice recordings or with George Zimmerman on the phone talking about something. Yeah, man, like, yeah, I'm in pursuit. Don't do that. No, fuck that. It's a nigger. Gotta get him. He's a nigger. So we knew they did the shit. So don't get mad at OJ. Because the only people that know who did it is OJ, Nicole Brown Simpson, Ron Goldman, and God. If you ain't in them 4 people, shut the fuck up. And leave that nigga OJ alone, man. OJ comes home on October 1st. Same day my Eagles travel to LA. I think I might take a trip to go to LA, man. I think we played the Chargers that day. I think we played the Chargers because we go to LA twice. So that's pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? We get to go to LA twice in the NFL season. I'm watching the OJ, the parole hearing, and that's pretty much it. Like, everybody want to be on some shit like, yo, OJ should be in prison. He did it, da-da-da-da. I don't care. I really don't, man. White people's been getting away with killing black people all my life and all of your parents' lives and all of your grandpeople's lives. So I give 2 fucks if one black guy, or I don't give a fuck if one OJ got away with killing white people. I mean, I really don't. Know what I'm saying? I see my phone line's about to be buzzing. Know what I'm saying? So we definitely about to take some calls about OJ. But before I do, I just want to put y'all on game again. You can subscribe to the podcast on my YouTube channel. Just search Shabazz Media Group, and then all my videos and all of everything will be right there. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter at No Name Podcast. The O's are zeros. And SoundCloud, you can go ahead and hit us up there. Right now, it's soundcloud.com/Shabazz Media Group. But later on, it's going to be soundcloud.com/No Name Podcast. So definitely keep it locked for that. And I'm giving advertisers 5 free episodes of advertisements. So for the next 5 episodes, you can have an ad on my podcast. We're doing numbers. We're doing great things. And I reach out to everybody. Like, I don't have a brand, and I'm using quotes because I'm doing a promo video real quick. I don't have a brand that tailors to anybody. I talk to who the fuck I want to talk to. If I want to talk to the 18 to 25-year-old, know what I'm saying, single lady or mom, I can holler at you, mom. It's all good. If I'm talking to the 25 to 35-year-old man, know what I'm saying, manly man, sports guy, businessman, professional, holler at him too. So don't think that you don't believe that I cater to all, demographics of people. I tailor to everybody, man. I'm a hustler. I'm a businessman. You know what I mean? So as a hustler and as a businessman, you don't discriminate against no business or no, potential of business. So you can always hit me up, DM me at No Name Podcast. Remember, the O's are zeros, and that's on Instagram and Twitter, No Name Podcast. Or you can give me an email at wrnsradio@gmail.com. Again, I do need to make a new email, but you can always email me there too, and everything will be all good. Oh, man, damn, I forgot. You know what I'm saying? Somebody want to call and talk about OJ. Hey, caller, what up, though? You think it's, you happy that OJ got off on parole?
I think it's a good thing because I think they're still trying to punish him.
Yeah, that's not even
So
cool.
I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, they
I
did.
think he served enough time to do what he did and let that man live his life.
Exactly. So what? You can't prove whether or not he killed him or not. The law said he didn't, and that's what it is.
Right. I think every little thing he do, they're going to try to punish him for that because he got off.
That's what it do. Appreciate the call.
All right.
I know I got like another little bullshit topic to talk about before I get into my final topic. What we gonna do? I don't know. Let me see what's going on real quick. Let me check on something real quick. Okay, I see something right here that I can speak on real quick. So Jay-Z is losing mad money because he's not putting his 444 album on Spotify. Now the number that he is pretty much losing out on, this man is losing close to $1 million a week by not having his album on Spotify. Now, as we all know, he owns his own streaming company called Tidal, and he put the album out there for like the first week because you got to pay for Tidal. There's no free Tidal. You have to pay for Tidal. And then later on, he put it on iTunes and he put it on Apple Music as well. Something else that you pretty much got to pay for. So the reason he's not putting it on Spotify, it's not because they are a rival company and all of that stuff. And this is a quote from Media, and it's not media like the word media, MIDIA research analyst Zach Fuller. Jay-Z would choose to frame this as potentially saying all music should be paid for and positioning his release against Spotify's free tier. Whether or not that argument stands up depends on who you speak to. You can condemn Spotify for engendering this audience that previously would be downloading the music illegally. So basically, Jay-Z doesn't want his album on Spotify because Spotify is going to basically put it on the free side, so you don't have to pay for listening to Jay-Z's album. This is my thing about streaming services anyway. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, cool, you pay $10 or $15 a month, and you can stream all the music that you want, which is pretty much the equivalent of buying one album a month, if albums was, $9.99, $12.99 and all of that. But this is where I feel like the music industry and sales is fucked up. So y'all remember when y'all remember when 50 and Kanye dropped the album on the same exact day. So it's like, damn, whose album you gonna get? This or this. So back in those days, you would have to go to Best Buy or go to FYE and make a decision. Or if you can get both, you can get both. $9.99 or $12.99, whatever. Which album am I going to buy? If you buy 2 albums, that's basically $20 to $24 that you're spending versus the $10 that you're spending for the streaming service, and then you can just basically listen to all of them. So I'm thinking that somebody is losing out on money. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's the artist per se or the label, but if I could buy 2 albums in cash and have the CD versus paying a streaming service and have the music just stream, I get streaming. It's convenient. It is somewhat better than illegally downloading music. And I say somewhat because I still do the shit. But Napster and all of that shit, try to do that shit back in the day and y'all shut that shit down. But at the same time, Napster was free and then they try to make you pay for it. Now it's like, well, we're not going to pay you for something that was free. So now all the streaming services are getting in on it and saying, hey, we never said it was free, pay us. And, that's where we are right now. So, shout out to Jay, man. Like his album, no matter what, is one of the top releases of 2017, sales wise. But a lot of people feel like, his platinum album 444 is fraudulent because it's based on a company buying 1 million copies of the album, giving it away, and then the streaming part of it too. You know what I mean? Is it fair to say that 1 million people did not go to a CD or a music store to buy 444? I think that's safe to say that 1 million people did not do that, which is the reason why people say that his, 444 album shouldn't be considered as platinum. All right, so last topic of the day. And I've been waiting for this topic for the longest time. So let's go ahead and just play the sounder that got everybody pissed at Mike Vick.
Hey, the first thing we got to get Colin to do is cut his hair.
Short and to the point. We ain't need to know what was before it. We ain't need to know what was after it.
Hey, the first thing we got to get Colin to do is cut his hair.
So everybody was trying to throw sauce on Vick because everybody's like, he's a felon, he's a criminal, he kills dogs. Who is he to tell Colin Kaepernick what he should do? Because all Colin Kaepernick tried to do is show awareness to black people. I get that, and that's fair. I'm just going to paint the picture that nobody paid it from ESPN, from Fox Sports, from, your local sports broadcasters to the regular ABC, NBC, CBS media. I'm going to bring the one fact that not anybody thought about to say. How many of y'all have ever risked your freedom before? Or how many of y'all have ever been close to going to jail or prison? This is very relevant. I just want to show of hands or some simple nods of yeses and nos. Okay, great. So everybody wants to say Mike Vick is a felon, he's a criminal, and all of this stuff. That's why he cut his hair. No, let's backtrack. Before he cut his hair, Mike Vick was an upstanding citizen. He's never been convicted, never been charged, never been in trouble with the law at all. Iconic sports figure in ATL, VA, and, all quarterbacks that like to run and gun. Charitable individual. Mike Vick was a model citizen. Real rap. Mike Vick was a model citizen. So when you risk going to court and going to jail, of course, you cut your hair and you clean yourself up. So the reason I wanted to make that point is everybody's like, he's a criminal. He had to cut his hair. No, he wasn't a criminal when he cut his hair. So you got to dead that narrative. You can't make it seem like he went to prison, came out, then cut his hair to give himself a new image. No, he cleaned up when he was still a regular citizen before he was a felon. He cleaned himself up. The reason why you do that is because when you go in front of a certain individual with power, you got to clean yourself up. Now, me personally, I don't agree with it. I never agreed with it. I never thought that if you got dreads and cornrows that you couldn't make it in corporate America. I never thought that. Never did. But I've never had millions of dollars on the line neither. But the point I'm making in all of this is this. Vick giving him that advice to like, yo, just cut your hair and clean yourself up is not bad advice if you look at the big picture. Colin Kaepernick right now, if he stands on a knee or if he speaks out against something, okay, it's cool that, a black dude is doing it, but it's like, oh, it's Colin Kaepernick, that guy that used to play football. It doesn't have the same impact as if you are an active football player. Like if you can actively say, yo, Colin Kaepernick of the 49ers, he took a knee and said, fuck the police. That's more powerful than, oh, this guy over here that used to play football said this. It's not that his message is bad. His message is perfect. It's just that he killed his platform and being able to articulate, yo, this is what it is, and this is what we need to do, and this is what I'm standing the knee on. So that's all Vick was trying to say, man. Like, yo, clean yourself up, get yourself back in the locker room, and then go ham. Colin Kaepernick has a super duper big fro. Like, You got to remember, when he first came out, he didn't have a fro. He didn't have cornrows. He didn't have dreads. He was a fresh cut when he first got into the league. Then I guess after time of him sitting the bench, you know, he let his hair grow, and then he did activism. So now he went from Colin Kaepernick fresh cut to Colin Kaepernick Black Panther fro. And he really has the fro. He don't got the bullshit fro where half of your side is smushed. No, this dude got a straight fro. So this is all that I'm saying is this, right? People always like to say, like, you know, like Stephen A. Smith be like, stay off the weed, because niggas is smoking weed, getting in trouble, losing money. Now, nobody's saying Colin Kaepernick is losing money because he has hair. Colin Kaepernick is losing money because one, bad play on the field. And I'm saying bad like not the greatest. And I'm really saying that because there are people that are getting jobs ahead of him. But then that goes into two. Niggas don't know what you're going to do in the locker room. You might got some people that might not feel the same way Colin Kaepernick do about police black brutality. So now you're going to have a divided locker room if they don't feel the same way. Like if you got some undercover racist hillbillies in the NFL, it ain't too many of them because the league is predominantly black. But Riley Cooper dropped the M-bomb in his comfort zone of a country music concert. So it could definitely happen. So Colin Kaepernick could divide a locker room. It really could. You know what I'm saying? You don't know if people got cops as relatives, as brothers, sisters, anybody like that. You know what I mean? So those two, that one major thing is the reason why Colin Kaepernick doesn't have a job. But for Vick to tell him to just clean up, cut your hair, swag it out a little bit. I mean, look, man, it's rich white men or privileged white men, because the rich white men is the owners. The privileged white men, the overseers, as I like to call them, is the GMs. Look, you got to play the game, man. Now, me, I'm not big on politics, you know what I mean? Because at my current employer, which is I'm going to still be employed by the same company, but it's going to be in like a different market. The politics is bullshit, man. Niggas ain't got time to kiss asses and all of that dumb politics shit. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do if you feel that what you have to do. If Colin Kaepernick feels like I don't have to cut my hair and conform, fuck it. Don't do it. Real rap. Just don't do the shit. You know what I'm saying? Just be active in the streets, active in the community. I just hate to see that your money gets cut off because of it. But hey, that's what you gotta do sometimes. Let's go ahead and take a call talking about this Mike Vick situation. Should Mike Vick have told Colin Kaepernick to cut his hair? That's crazy. Caller, what up, though?
Oh, man, that's crazy. I feel like he shouldn't even say nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? Kaepernick, he doing what he believes.
Right. But you think, like, with Vick's situation of trying to cut his hair to, you know what I'm saying, get himself straight, that was kind of like bad advice, or just not the same lane that Colin Kaepernick did be in?
Yeah, exactly. Terrible advice.
They're not the same situations, but the way that you present yourself is still all in the same. It's still the man is still massa, still the white guy up there, the man up there that we have to appease to get positions of power or positions of comfort. Shit, sometimes I don't even like dealing with black people because black people in power ain't no good neither. But I appreciate the call, though. Just a little bit of a change up. Got a chance to take some callers, have people interact with the show. You can always mess with us on Instagram and Twitter at No Name Podcast. The O's are zeros in No Name Podcast. You can always fuck with me at HENNY Talk 75 on all social media. And most importantly, subscribe to our podcast. Go to YouTube, search Shabazz Media Group, and all of the I don't need a name for these podcast episodes is there amongst everything else that I've been producing and recording. And it's mad dope, man. And we on SoundCloud too. Right now we at soundcloud.com/Shabazz Media Group, but more than likely I'm going to change it to the soundcloud.com/ I don't need a name for this podcast. So I'll keep you in the loop. Once again, I want to say sponsors, advertisers, fuck with me. I'm giving you 5 free episodes to advertise on my show. I don't need a name for this podcast, and we are doing some good numbers, so make sure that you do that. Music artists, you want to get your music played, interviews, fuck with me. I assure you of that, yo. We doing numbers, and look, we trying to work, man. We out here, man. So look, I'm Henny Hardaway. This is I don't need a name for this podcast. Shit, we do this every Monday at 6 p.m., and I'll talk to y'all next Monday at 6 p.m. Kim.